But it was a challenge because it was a project that took us outside of the retail center, outside of the high street, in a position where we had to actually fight for commercial representation.
Mm-hmm.
And all of what we started seeing in the marketplace today had a bearing on that. But moving that project aside, what dynamics do you think now are driving your work, your marketplace, in a way that it hopefully it'll move the needle considerably? What things are out there?
I think the shift in the consumer and the shift in the occupier collectively moves the needle. So we've moved from a place where, the landlord held all the cards, the prime pitches were prime, and people would pay exorbitant rents that ended up being unsustainable, and everyone was caught up in this bidding for the most prime locations. That's way behind us now. And we look at the brands becoming a bit more shrewd about where they invest their money, whether it be online, whether it be physically, whether it be direct to consumer. There's so many different models now. We look at retailers that have subscription models, or removing that layer of that barrier of the physical interaction. And I think we're actually coming back from that a little bit, and there's really appreciating the interaction with the consumer. So we're sort of in that transitional phase, and from a property owner's perspective, being receptive to those changes and looking at how does that impact us commercially, what does the lease need to do to respond to that, is ever evolving.
Because the consumer has so many different choices now.
Oh yes,
and so much more knowledge in their hands, literally in their hands.
Yeah.
The ability to research and garner insight and reviews and everything. It's not so straightforward as it was before, and the marketplace is really segmented, bifurcated more.
Yeah, and the rate of change and evolution in technology versus the rate of change and evolution in physical property, they're just worlds apart. We cannot, as a property industry, respond as quickly as the technology is.
That's the
moving
biggest
the
issue,
consumer
isn't
forward.
it? Is the order of rate of change in property is just dinosaurs. I mean, they can't move, as opposed to the order of rate of change in consumer capacity to discover the new and enjoy the new and work in ways to enjoy their legacy, more truthfully and honestly. We still go to M&S, we still trust M&S, we still have M&S food, but yet we're out here in Shoreditch. Having the hunt, and that dynamic is happy.
And there's sort of two different sides to the retail offer. There's the functional, like you say, the trusted brands that you want, almost that ease of access and that ease of customer experience, whether it be click and collect, whether it be order online, deliver to your door. It's just you trust them and you want it to be an easy transaction. And then you have the pleasurable interaction and the pleasurable pursuit that is retail and shopping, and it is renowned to be the British the top British pursuit is retail therapy. So that still lives, and it's changing, and the industry.
We were talking a minute ago about how maybe, and it's a long shot, it's a long view, that there might just be the development of the evolution of a couple of streams of occupier, where there's the larger format, the more traditional, the deliverers of that known, customary, stable service and product and experience. But then there's what historically has been seen as the one-off, two-off, meantime independent. That turns into a completely holistic sector of its own. It's got gravitas, it's got dynamic, by collective it's got covenant and maybe value. How does that come into play? Maybe it might be better in a village center than a shopping center, but can you see something like that ever happening?
There's definitely a split, and like you say, the need for the everyday servicing retail offer is still there. It will be there forever. You know, everyone's going to need somewhere to pop in and get their essentials. It becomes maybe a bit slicker, and you know, maybe it shrinks in size. So the shopping centres are 200 units, 300 units, not necessarily fit for purpose. And alongside that, the strength of the collective, I think that's it. There's always these little gems of independence that are tucked away and you stumble across them. But if owner, operator, developers can harness the strength of the collective, that in itself creates something very special.